but those guys will be getting off the ship.
Stream going up.
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna have to get food here in a moment.
No, do you want to wait? You get food? We can wait till we get started.
It'll only take me like 5 minutes once I do it.
That's fine. Yeah, we can wait that long, I think. So,
That's not gonna happen for like 10, 15.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind then. Anyway, is there anything you guys haven't really left yet? If I remember, we were still in area. If I remember, to leave.
Left, but
I know Canthier, you went and bought some
all sorts of
shields, upgraded shields and stuff for your guys.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that anybody wants to do before we move on from Asperia that you have thought about, or do you have any questions or anything that you all would like to have answered?
Didn't Star get some fucking scouty boys?
Yeah, he got some skirmishers, some rangers. So he has about 100 of them, including himself. So there you go. Anyway,
my phone is going off.
Your phone is going off. Okay. Canthier, is there anything that you want to do, sir, while you're here with your people, or are you going to wait till you're on the ships?
There's nothing specific I really need to do. Aside from like layout expectations and forward plan.
Okay.
But
yeah. Azar, is there anything that you want to do, sir?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Arrear. What is Arrear doing by this whole time? Like, have you been locked in somewhere working on stuff, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think if I remember correctly, I'm just full out on the working on the design for the pilotable construct.
Roll me a. I need 3 rolls from you. Stand by. Let me get into roll 20 here. And we will do some discussions here. Let's see. Revere. Roll me a couple of. I will need 2 intelligence check. Or yeah, 2 straight intelligence checks, and then give me an Arcana check.
All right. I'll do the 2 intelligence ones and then the Arcana. Well, the first roll is a... Wait, intelligence. Oh, there it is. 10?
A 10, okay.
New York is fucked.
Okay, well, the second one's a natural 20.
Okay. And then roll me your Arcana check.
And that's gonna be 11.
Alright, so you guys, everybody, you guys head back to the ship you came on. And, guys, Arrear did not travel with you all over the last couple. He might have made an appearance here and there, but he's been mainly been working on his project. And you guys come back and you find him on deck that he actually built the construct that you have bought in pieces. and you see Minnie now, or Rear Minnie's character, excuse me.
Bloody
You see a
hell.
Rear sitting
How is that
in
2
the
words?
cockpit. Yes, how to add 2 words. You see him sitting in the little seat, strap on, like he has like a little. It's like almost like
Little
a
strap
old school
on.
medieval little like strap on ejector seat, just like medievalized a little bit. And he's sitting in it, and you guys see him walking around on deck of the ship in this construct. And Rear, what are you doing with this thing? I'm gonna let you describe it. You are in driving this construct now.
So
He's pitching a tent, most likely.
Float is there beside me as well, and I'm just dictating to Float. Okay, mobility test for legs number 1, and just moving along and increasing the speed as I go.
Is this like the whole scene from like Iron Man when he's
Yeah.
building the suit?
Oh boy.
And now we wait for him to eat himself off the side of the ship.
Speaking
Yep.
of, does this have rocket boots?
Roll me another check to see if you get like energy boots or something.
Alright, let's see what I
Like
get.
boots of flying. Let's see if you get it.
Runic anti-mag
Oh.
boot.
Well,
Yes.
Boot, sorry.
natural 1.
No.
Sounds like you're
Yeah,
never
no.
The
getting
feet have
boots.
just exceeded.
No.
Attempting
Yes,
to do such
you
a
get
thing.
flying boots.
They're
Thick.
they're you think they're flying boots, but you go to do it and you activate it and they're magnetic boots. So you're like locked onto the ship and you
Made of
can't
wood.
go anywhere. You're trying to lift and you're like, what? You're just like, You're trying to lift it up.
Float, switch test. Mechanical strength test.
Oh god.
Don't break that deck.
What?
the
Who's
the
there?
British guys, the Avalonian guys are all sitting there like, should we be concerned?
If he attempts, Darius is going to fucking hijack him out of the fucking thing, Halo style.
Float, how are we doing on the rune stress? Will it explode?
No, it
Oh.
won't. It is stable.
Damn. Son of a bitch. Okay.
Damn! Did he just say damn?
Indeed.
Indeed.
Not just in thought, but also in deed.
Oh, I do have to say this. I've just been phoned up and I've been informed that I'm not allowed in work for the next week.
Yeah.
I have the flu.
Break time.
Anyway,
I'm being paid.
so you have the ability for 1 construct to be used.
Now, is this just the frame
What
of
is
it?
everybody? No, it's the full-blown thing. Like
Oh.
you can sit in it and be pilotable in it. What is your guys' reaction to this? You guys like come on deck and you just see him running around on deck doing tests and things.
The explosive maniac got bigger.
It's far too awkward to be worth it.
The funny part is that fucking awkwardness of any movement it does, that's just a rare not knowing how to fucking rebuild this damn
Yeah, it's pretty much or not.
It also
piloting
doesn't have a
it,
gyro
it's his first
stabilizer
time.
because it's a fuck.
thing.
Yeah.
That, and in order
so-
to fit into it, Rear has had to strap on like basically leg extenders. You know, just picture whatever trash he had just to extend his feet so he could actually reach the connection.
No,
it's a dwarf construct.
It's a dwarven sized construct, Minnie.
No, I thought I was making these for the elves.
No, this one that you
This
have
is
is
the
a
dwarf one
one
that you bought that
Yeah.
we got as a reward. You haven't
Yeah.
built this
So-
one.
You build the dwarf
You-
one and then you upsize it for the elves.
Yes.
Yeah. So
No.
yes.
Now you understand the concept of it.
I had been under the assumption I was using those
No.
to make the elf
No.
one all along, but
You're-
okay.
You built your
Makes you a
own
lot.
personal construct that you can pilot now, Rear.
I like this even more.
Yes.
Can I ask something? With him not being able to
Yes.
build these correctly for the first time, is one of the legs backwards?
You guys, if you want to go in and look and inspect it, you can. I mean,
Because
you and
it's
Cam
like
could walk up and look at this.
I'm on about the joint. Like it doesn't move like an actual like human leg. It moves like the back leg of an animal. instead.
It walks around. It looks like, and it yells at the BattleTech reference here. It looks like a catapult walking around. It has like the legs flipped the other way.
Goddamn chicken legs.
Chicken legs. It's got the chicken legs. Looks like an ATSP. Yeah, that's what's going on there.
Flode, note down this. Inputs are opposite of what they should be. Remind me to flip them around.
And you see him like walking, and he throws it in like drive, and it's in reverse. And then you like throw it in drive, and or you throw it in reverse, and it's going forward.
Oh god, he's got a baby carrier.
Yo. And it does have the ability. It has it's not 5 fingers and a thumb, but it's like 3 fingers and a thumb, so you're able to manipulate weapons and stuff if you have them many. Like, so like you can put a great weapon in that and use it. Or, you know, I don't know, a halberd.
What about a cannon?
That will take some time that you'll have to mount, but yes.
I
can possibly do that later, but you have something that works. This is built more, the way the dwarves use this is more for like melee, for like bigger beasts that they have to deal with, like ogres and
Bahirs
and things like that. This is what they use to combat the big stuff.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they do have ones that have like they do have ones that carry cannons and stuff, but mainly they use these in melee. So
fucking carry off.
All right.
Carry
So, go ahead, Brexit.
Sorry, I'm just referring to Kirio's obsession with making all of them carry like Gatling cannon, like it's fucking dreadnoughts and shit. You've seen his latest video, right?
Yes. I mean, you could go buy one over here if you want a minigun. You probably go find one and strap it onto something.
That is a good idea. But for now,
he's not getting anything of my brand that I own.
All right.
Your career's just going to exclaim,
Alrighty.
I got it. He's going to shut the pilotable construct down, hop out of it, and just pretty much with his finger, he's like, I have the perfect symbol. And he's just going to, because he's covered in, you know, basically explosive powder. Anyway, he's just going to draw a cross on the side of the leg.
Oh my god.
A cross, as in a holy cross, or as in just the diagonal one?
The German military one.
Oh no! No!
The one they still use?
Yes. And he's like, I got it. I think this'll do. And he's gonna kind of be looking at it like, yeah.
Oh my god, man.
Oh boy.
Bit plain, but yeah, I think it'll work. Yeah.
By the way, this isn't. It's like steel color. Like you haven't painted it yet either. So this is still. It's very much just metal color at this point.
Is this how the entire party shifts from being ground-based combatants to all piloting mechs?
No.
Do we make Diesel Punk fucking mech warrior? Is that what we're doing?
I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing with him. Yeah. So, it's not a mech. It's not that big though. Like, so it's like if it honestly stands like maybe 4 feet taller than you, Darius. It's really not that. It's like it's 12 to maybe 14 feet tall. It's not big, but I mean it's big, but it's not that big.
He says, "Oh, it's not that big. It's twice my fucking size."
Well, you're what, 6'7"? Aren't you 6'7" or 6'8"? I thought you were like a big dude.
6'1".
Oh, okay.
I am a big dude. I'm not that big. Fucking Christ.
Okay. So yeah, it's a little bit bigger than you. Anyway, is there anything else in Asperia, or we will move on? And where would you guys like to go from here? You guys like to continue the grand tour, or is it time to
Yeah,
probably
open up real
get
quick.
on it here? So.
We're all on deck, right?
Yeah, you guys are on deck of the ship right now. Yeah, standing next to your construct.
Hey, Cam, do you
Yes.
happen to have any more of,
No.
It's just immediately no, doesn't even fucking
No.
That's the question. You're not smoking before battle.
but I put a thing in
Even
the,
if it even if it's days away.
I put a holder for my smokes in the mech, or the construct. It's like a
He has
cup
a
holder.
cup holder.
He's got a very refined internal layout.
Well, I mean, this is still an open cockpit. It's not enclosed or anything. It's still open.
I know.
So,
But it just makes me think of like my mech warrior cockpit. If I had an actual mech, I'd have like a nice big cushy like leather chair, a little sidebar with alcohol, like
Combat and comfort.
exactly.
combat and comfort. Tea kettle
See, I
on
say
the
Yeah,
on the
I've got a
fusion
tea
core.
kettle in there. Damn right.
While we're here, I guess
Yeah.
a quick walk through the merchant quarter just to see if there's anything like is eye catching.
I mean, you guys
Particularly
have
the magic
cleaned-
item
you guys,
range.
magic items.
I don't have anything specifically I'm looking for. It's
Roll
just
me a perception check
that
on
many
your
guns.
way out. You won't find one here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you won't find them. You just literally you guys pretty much probably own the majority of them that are probably in the world currently.
And the majority of what?
Own the majority of them that are probably produced right now. So
of what? What?
the Gatling guns.
Total of
Yes.
20.
You do find a magic shop that specializes in arcane weapons. They have
Sort of warning.
an effective sort of warning. Yes, there is one of those there.
Something bad will happen.
Something. It actually speaks to you. It has a voice. It has a little voice feature on it and everything. It's
You don't even have to attune to it. It just warns anyone that gets close to it.
There is a Danger Will Robert. It's like Danger Will Robinson voice.
Danger Will Robinson.
Will Robinson, danger. And by the way, it's so annoying that you guys are sitting there. They have a mute button on it, and it's actually muted in the store. It's like it's a little too effective. Like the guy sitting there selling it, it's like it's a little too effective.
Like one of it,
Do
like
you
before anyone
normally run
fucking...
into dangerous situations in the store?
I mean, do you unmute it?
But before anyone mutes it, someone stubs their toe on like the side and goes, fucking goes, I told you.
God, it's super fucking annoying.
It's like the fucking midget submachine gun from Borderlands 2. It just screams at you whenever you fire it. Like,
Yup.
Jesus.
Let's see. Yes. And we will do. What are you looking for specifically? Is there anything that you're looking for? Or are you just looking?
Browsing, I think.
Mostly just kind of browsing. I guess I think I'm at the maximum for attunement items, so probably not one of them, but
So it would, with how we're running things, it's 5. So
I think I'm at that
Yeah,
maximum.
he knows. He's at 5.
I'm at that too.
They have a couple rings. There's a ring of swimming that is not attunable. Like you don't need to attune to that. If you want to have that, they have a couple of those.
He would fly instead of swim.
Yeah, but a ring of swimming.
I'm just imagining this is like as a Chinese knockoff bargain bin of fucking magic items.
There's a couple of
Maybe not.
what?
Maybe I do have actual fucking. If that's
There
1,
is
that's 2, that's 3. Maybe I do only have 3 attuned items. More.
there is, interestingly enough, there is a spear here.
Here.
Of for sale. Hang on. I gotta pull up what I was looking for. Hang on.
Spear! Spear! You got a lot of questions to answer for, Wick. Spear! Spear!
Spear.
It gets that good on you.
Equipment. They have a rolling to where I was looking.
Oh, I do have one attunement slot open, I guess.
Okay. Actually, it's a sword of. It is a flaming sword. It is legitimately a flaming sword.
Like Malloy has.
Yes.
Flame tongue.
Now you can
Yeah, it's a
cauterize
flame tongue.
wounds.
Yeah, it's a flame tongue.
Short sword flame tongue.
Well, unfortunately, I already have a sword that I doubt I can be picking up. I can
mean-
do plenty of fire damage already, to be honest.
I mean, you can just hold it and just heal yourself the entire time. You just like ever so lightly, just ever so slightly cut your skin.
It does an extra 2d6
Actually,
of fire.
you want to do a perception check on it? It looks like a flame tongue sword to you, but if you want to do a perception check, you can. Or
There's
if
many
you
fun.
want to use some
I keep
or an
losing
item.
the damn thing.
As the would it be Arcana or would it be Perception for him? I think he's the most magically adept.
Up to him. Actually, for this
Um,
one.
That's 23 on perception. Arcana would be 24.
You look at
either
the
way, like-
sword, and it's something that you have read about before, and I will send you a link.
Oh boy. What lost for
There
many
you
generations.
go. There you go, Canther. And you look at the make of it, and it's actually an Asheran make.
What's the base sword?
The
base
it's the base
pattern.
long sword. It's a long
Long sword?
It's a long sword. Yeah.
If that's one-handed or two-handed.
It's a finesse. It'll be a finesse, by the way, for the stats, so you can do either.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What does he got?
Oh,
What is
it's
it?
versatile, so it's both.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
both. Yeah, versatile or finesse. Yeah, it should be versatile or finesse. It gives you both. So.
Finesse allows you to use it with Dex. Versatile allows you to use it one or two-handed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it ups the damage die, right? Roll
Yes.
50.
It does up that
Yeah,
damage.
depending on
If
how you use it.
if you're
If it's
one-handing it or
two-handed,
handing it.
It-
Hold
yeah.
on. I should have a base longsword here. So 1d10 if you're two-handing it, 1d8 if you're
one-handing it.
one-handing it. Yeah. The reason I have that is because I have items that I will be converting. So
And the shopkeep looks at you like it's a very good sword. Had it for a while.
question is, does the shopkeep think it's a flame tongue sword?
Here's
That's
the
gonna be
rarity
up
on a
to-
flame tongue.
It's uncommon, I think. common, or I think it might be a rare.
It is a uncommon.
Yeah.
Certainly a interesting looking
And
sword.
you unsheath it, and you do see that there is runes and draconic on it, and they're kind of glowing when you unsheath it.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's like, that's never happened before.
Interesting. And the shopkeep's like, interesting. I figured that sword was special, but
You must be the
Interesting.
chosen one, the one destined to save us all.
God.
It's dangerous to go alone. Big
I'm
deal.
sorry. I'm sorry.
He's gonna come back and he's gonna turn into freaking Thunder. It's gonna be Thundercats. It's like Thunder Dragons, and he's like, "Oh,
Thunder Dragon. Oh.
Turn around.
What does this say? It's a power of Grayskull?
Yes, and it does. It actually does. That's canon now. So,
Okay,
by
what the fuck
way,
is Grayskull then?
you want to roll a lore check? You can.
Sure. Lore
User
using what?
disconnected from your channel.
History, wouldn't it?
It'd be a history check.
This is gonna be kind of shit. Where's my modifier?
It's gonna be pretty low for
It's
you.
a 9.
You know what Grayskull is? It was a story. It was like a myth that they told you when you were a child. Like, it was one of those, like, it used to exist, but it's literally like a freaking fairy tale
It's
story
a
kind of
child's
thing.
fairy tale. Oh. Boy.
Yeah.
Tales
Yeah.
fairy tale with a very scantily clad man with a large cat.
A very
And,
scantily clad
User
dragonborn.
disconnected
It was a
from your channel.
dragonborn. It was a dragonborn. It wasn't a man.
I
It
didn't
was a
say
dragonborn.
human.
And he
they
didn't write a
talked
cat.
about
he
how
fucking, like,
the legend is he was the one to unite all the broken dragon, like all the dragonborn together. It's one of those just like very very much like
Charlemagne-esque.
mill, yeah, kind of thing. And
he was one, Cam.
he was called the he was called Phoenix. That is like the only name they ever use is Phoenix.
Dragon Man.
Dragon Man.
Dragon Man.
Where on earth did you buy this? Or
My father
whatever the
bought
fuck
it
the name
from
of the planet
some-
is.
My father bought this from some old dragonborn that came in many years ago. It's been sitting in our shop for a while.
It says
we
Krog was
figured-
here.
This crook was here.
He was a archaeologist, and he was apparently trying to make a few coin just to get out of town. Before he was taken by the slavers, and he kind of points out to the markets. So yeah, we bought
down
it.
on his luck and getting fucked.
Yeah, basically.
I'm presuming it's a human shopkeep.
Yeah, he's human.
It's Asperia. What do you expect?
What do you expect?
But I was gonna ask if, because it sounded like you were saying that he was Dragonborn, but no, I remembered what city I was in.
No. So the human shopkeep, and he's not treating you horribly or anything. Like, he's actually,
He doesn't give a
you have
shit.
money. Yeah, you have money.
He's
you
a
don't give a shit.
capitalist. You don't give a fuck.
You have money. So.
You also have 2,000 guards standing outside.
No, just 10.
That's just 10. The rest are on the ship. What are you willing
even
to pay
selling
for
this
it?
for?
I don't know. Like, he never had it appraised. We just gave him like 500 gold pieces. But if you think this is worth more, I would like a fair deal. But
Tab's like 500 pieces, deal.
Um, does Cam
actually
lie?
took it
am I
off
able
of-
to kick on the flames?
Yeah, well, it doesn't have flames. If you read it, it doesn't actually have them. It's hot to the touch. It doesn't
While
burn
the
you when
sword
you
does
touch
not
it.
have While the sword does
Yeah.
not have flames.
It's
that
hot to the
is
touch.
that while
Yeah.
as in even though, or is that while as in during?
Both. Well, you pulled it out. It had some flames on it, and then it kind of went away as you touched it.
It's kind of
I
like a
guess would be the best way.
Sunforged blade from Dragon.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be my
It's
closest reference.
Am I able to trigger it so that it has some visible flames?
you can trigger it and it has visible heat.
Enough to where the
Like-
shopkeep can see that that's happening?
Yes.
I'm
For
gonna
this
do
instance,
that
I
and
will
kind of
allow
like
that.
hold my hand over it, pause for a moment, put my hand on the blade. Well, that's a neat party trick.
Apparently. Like, and by the way, in this whole thing, his sword is lost to the sands of time. Like, nobody knows what happened to it. So you finding it here, you're like, interesting. So
That would be
yeah,
my
it's something
reference.
kind of like that.
That's my point of reference for it, anyway.
And you can make it like any way you want to. By the way, Canther, because you can do that.
That's just my point.
It's
of
gonna
reference.
have to have a crossguard. I mean, come on, any sword worth a shit has a crossguard.
That one there is made by elves, so
Even elven swords
Anyway.
have crossguards.
Anyway.
But yeah, well, it could make for an interesting party favor. I'll give you 200 gold for it.
Okay, that seems less than what we paid for it.
Oof. You didn't pay for it. You said you found it.
No, we paid
they
for
bought,
it.
They bought it off the
500 gold.
He said his
For
father
it.
found it.
His father found it from a guy that sold it to him. His father owned the shop too.
That is a really fucking confusing way of saying that, Waller. I don't blame him now.
Okay.
So wait,
Clarify.
how much did he pay for it? Did he say he paid for it?
500 gold.
500?
500 gold, but a fair offer would be most amenable, basically, is what he was saying. Because he actually probably knows that this thing's worth more, but he's wanting you would probably
It's
know
just that
more
he
about
hasn't
it than
met
he
someone who
would.
could appraise it for him.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
he's actually kind of kept it hidden, per se, from his normal clientele, because, yeah, the draconic runes and things that are probably on the blade that have been there probably turned people away. That's why they hasn't been sold, to be
How do
completely
people know
honest.
Draconic?
Yeah, it's like...
Well, it
It-
says
to
Krog
them, it
was
looks
here. These flames look like they're supposed to do something, but they obviously don't.
Yeah. Krog was here. Krog the Demon Slayer, Dragonborn, of the Dragonborn, oh god. Anyway, he looks and he's like, 500, I mean, 1,000 golds? 2,000, 1,500 would be fair, I think. But, I don't know. It might be worth a lot more than that, to be honest.
What are you basing that on?
I mean, it's got
Sure,
some cool party tricks. He looks at it and he's like, party tricks, man.
You could buy a house for that price.
Yeah.
Let alone a party trick.
Is he retarded? Pretty sure he's retarded.
Who's the shopkeeper?
Yes.
I mean, he doesn't deal with very intelligent people very often, let's put it that way. So,
Tell you what, I'll do 650. For being the only bastard in this entire damn city to offer a lick of actual politesse.
interesting. Okay, 650. Is there anything else in here that would interest you? Any kind of like motions around if you want to look one more time.
Sure.
Alright, roll one.
Is a cloak of protection attunement?
I think so.
Yes. Yes,
Did
it is.
anybody else want to go weapon shopping with Mr. Cam here?
Perception 17.
Okay. Anybody else want to go weapon shopping?
Tazar will tag along. He's not
Yeah, why
really.
not?
Tazar?
He's
Okay.
just gonna be kind of perusing.
Yeah, just giving everything
Are
a
you-
glance. Darius
Are
will
you
be there
going
as well.
to, Darius? Okay, so
Yeah.
I want everybody to roll perception checks for me.
Alright.
Also,
where's
I'll
my
be
die?
going as well.
How about everybody in the group except Mr. Rear, because he's probably still trying to work out his construct.
He's
So,
gone off to
which
his
is
private
everybody.
workshop to beat some meat, I think.
Yes. Yes.
10.
19.
Darius, you find something that is very odd.
Okay.
It's a small dagger, but it has you look on the hilt, and it's got like holy Christian markings on it.
Okay.
Yeah, you look at it, and what do you wanna do? You're gonna look at it. It's small. It's like something that you would use on like a duel and an offhand, or if you're using like a single
It's
bladed,
like a
a single handed
mail breaker, then.
longsword. Yeah.
Well, I'll give it an inspection, of course.
Okay.
That has piqued my interest in some form of way.
Okay, you look at it, and it's a dagger. It's got some it looks like it has some sort of blessing on it. You're not sure. You're looking at it, and you're like, huh, interesting. You just kind of Star. You kind of find like a short sword, kind of like a bunch of short swords that look really fancy.
Like as he's looking through them, just one of them goes, "Something bad will happen." Ah, fine, there's another one.
Yeah, it's like talking to you.
Not again?
No, instead of ominous sword of warning, it's just depressed Marvin sword of warning.
You're
We
going
have
to
different
die.
variants too.
We're
We
all
have the
going
James
to
Earl
die.
Jones variant where it's James Earl Jones's voice, and it's just like, there is somebody here to kill you in his voice, and it's like, what? But if you wanna purchase it, Darius, you sure can. Cash, what did you get for Tazar?
22.
You actually find a full set
Ooh.
of your village's wrist guards here in the store.
Full set
Like
of
My
wrist
wrist
Look,
cards?
you know how the wrist, your bracers that you have. So you know how
The
you have like
daggers.
your bracers set up, the daggers and stuff. Find
Oh,
like
my
a full
hidden
set
blade?
of those. Yeah, you find a full like somebody's here.
Out
Like
of
a
all
full
the things
set of
to
it.
find here.
It's buried too. Like that's buried under like you're like going through stuff and pull them out and you look at it and you're like, huh. You're sitting there and you're like, huh, interesting.
I have some questions to ask.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Where did you get these?
That's exactly what
Hey.
I'm gonna ask.
Okay, so
Come from. Tell me, boy.
and Cam, you find a couple of empty, like he has for some reason in here he's got empty like scroll parchment that you can use to do spells and stuff if you need to. You want to buy that?
Fuck it, sure.
Like, okay, and that'll be
Just pay list price for that.
yeah, just list price for that's fine. But Darius, do you want to go first, or do you want Tazar to go first?
Tazar can go
Big
first.
out.
Looks like
All right, Tazar.
because I think it'll give me advantage.
All right, Tazar.
I had a question about something I found over here.
Oh, sure, I can. Sure.
Where'd you get this?
You hold both of them up, and he's like, "Oh, They are dusty too, and he kind of like, can I see that really quick? And he pulls it out, and then you see him like activate the hidden blade, and he's like, oh, holy shit!
Yeah, be careful with
Okay,
those. They can hurt you.
yeah, and he like wipes it off, and the dust, you see like the dust just kind of come off of it, and he's like,
I didn't know
I
these were
need to
that
go.
dangerous.
I'm gonna need to go look in my books. Hang
Microphone
on.
muted.
And you see him like run into the
You
back
do
and grab his
that.
books, and he's gonna be taking a little bit. What are you doing in the meantime? What are you doing while you're waiting? Let's see if he can. Are you just standing there waiting,
He's bent over
or
the
do you actually
counter
go
looking
back
for where
there?
he's storing the gold.
I'm inspecting them to see if there's anybody left any identifying marks on them. See if I can know who.
No, these look like they're old. Like these are like a couple generations that you know of. Like these weren't built by your father. These were built by probably somebody before him.
Ooh.
El Clasico.
These are older. Yeah, they're a little more. They look a little more like they should be in the museum. Like if there was a museum in your village, that these probably would be there.
You belong in a museum. You belong in a museum. Sorry.
And
Philippine.
you hear like people ruffle, like book ruffling in the back, and like books falling over. He's like trying to go through all of the records, and oh, here it is, and he like brings out this old book, and it's like
Dust
it is
covered as
beat the shit
shit.
out of, dust covered as shit, and he like lays it on the, and these are big ones. These aren't like regular like book, like textbook size. These are like oversized, like Lord of the Ring book size that like they use for like this is the actual book.
Books.
Yeah, and he like opens it up and he starts looking through the ledger in there, and he's like,
Like he's trying to, but he can't
Huh.
read. He just every page he turns yes to go, fucking blow all the
having
dust
to blow it off, and he's like blowing dust in your face, Tazar.
off.
What's Tazar's reaction to that? I wonder. Just like, and he looks up to you like the second page he does that, and he looks up and he's like, sorry.
Sorry, eh?
You want me to continue?
Yeah, you.
He keeps like doing that. It's like that awkward pause of like, do you want me to
Microphone
continue?
activated.
I would rather you not blow dust directly in my face, but you know.
I'm sorry, and you see him kind of like he's trying to not do it as much now. Oh, here it is. And he's like, okay, I think I found it. Interesting. The person or being, I guess, that sold that to us, his name was Cardan, and it was about 42 years ago.
That name sound familiar to me.
If you want to roll a history check, you can. See if you could recall that name.
That's a 7.
Okay. You remember your father telling stories about someone named Cardan? You can't recall, like, off the top of the head what he did, but he was one of the more prevalent members of the order. Put it that way. Like, he is, he was pretty good at his job. Almost like 007 level of, like, infamy. Good at his job.
Shaken, not stirred.
Basically, basically he's your order's version of like if there was the big contracts or anything, that he was the one that usually got them. So seeing these here, these have some possible historic value, and You don't know in particular about like what he used or anything, but that's just kind of the general what you get is this is somebody that was very prominent from your village that owned these.
Yeah.
Does that name mean anything to you?
Sounds familiar, but I can't place it.
I don't know about the story about this one. This was before I was around, so
That's okay. I'm familiar with them. It's how do they look? Are they any better than what I have rigged up, or?
I mean, they're like these are mastercrafted level. Like whoever made these before your probably was the master craftsman before your father, for sure.
Okay.
Like these are really like they're even better than what your father does. Like your father's quality is good, but it's not this good. And they're simple, but they look it's very smooth and everything works very well. Even being covered in dust like that, like when it popped out and stuff, there was no like snagging or anything. Like this thing is literally like the day it was built. Level of smooth.
No, look at them. How much you want for them?
I don't know how much those are worth anymore. Even in here, I don't even know if it's worth that much or worth what we paid for. They've been sitting here, so what do you want to pay for them?
So, from my knowledge, what would I know that they're how much would I be able to guess that they're worth? Because
I mean, something like this would probably depending on the person you sold it or bought it from, they could be very like this set 750 maybe 1,000. Honestly, you look at it and their quality, even with how old it is, it's probably worth that much. And plus, with the name attached to it, it might be worth more, depending on who you sold it to. Because there is people within the village that have that whole mystique of like somebody like that and owning like their equipment. Like anywhere you would go, you get a legend built up like that.
Yeah.
Your stuff might be worth something. So,
I'll offer you 500 gold.
well, that's seems worth it to me, I guess, and I'll take yours for 500. Is that for? And that's for both, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
And I shake his hand, and I'm done.
500 gold, and you have another set of them. So.
Yeah, so I'm dual wielding now, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have 2 hidden blades now, or you can.
Technically, I have 3.
Where are you gonna put the third one?
Oh, I'm not gonna use it, but I'm just saying technically I
On
have
his
3.
leg.
Yeah,
On his
freaking
leg.
ankle hidden blade. Dude, okay.
I mean, you could cherry rig one to go in one of your shoes, probably.
Fucking toe knife.
Yeah, toe knife,
A
man.
fucking toe knife.
Just thing! Ah!
What's out over there? Kick. Ow!
All right, Darius.
Yeah.
Are you going to buy this dagger?
So I'm assuming that all the holy markings on here are holy markings I have seen before from the church and everything.
Well, a couple of them look familiar to you. Like, maybe it might have been part of your order at some point in time. Your old order.
Huh. So
You
is
looking at it closer?
is there a hidden
go ahead.
mechanism?
No.
No. It's just a standard,
No.
straight up dagger. Just.
Mm-hmm. You're not
Very
sure what it does, but there is a blessing and like you feel it. If you had somebody here that might identify magic, that might have helped you a little bit more. I will say that from a DM perspective.
Nobody
This
has
thing
identified magic
is
apart from someone else, and he ain't here.
yes.
I don't even know if he's got it in his fucking active slots for the day.
Hey, Waller,
Yes, sir.
what kind of damage level am I looking at from these blades since they're like master crapple? With just
Um,
fame or?
hang on. Let me look. I will tell you, but go ahead.
Yeah, continue on.
Curious while I'm
Just
looking.
message it to
Yeah.
me when you find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only person in the party who I think actually knows identify is fucking Aria, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he has it in his active fucking spells anyway.
It can be ritual cast though, can't it? Or do you still need it
Yes.
in a slot to ritual
No,
cast
you
it?
can ritual cast it.
Oh, can you? Okay.
It's just it'll take time. You just can't use it in combat.
Yeah,
You
it
can use
takes 10
identify in
minutes.
combat.
It takes
Mhm.
identify takes 10 minutes to ritual cast.
Okay, so I can have him inspect it when we get back to the ship. I can buy it.
I know this because I started on CR campaign 2 and Caleb knows it.
User
Yeah.
entered your channel.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention our province declared the state of emergency today.
Woo!
So, yeah, no more gatherings over 5 people.
Yeah, all weddings have been restricted by people in England. It's hilarious.
Most people here are just canceling their weddings. So like, no.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it's very silly.
Thanks, Waller.
Yep.
Ooh.
Okay.
Hello, new primary weapon. What?
That's for
What is
both
it?
of them too, by the way.
Is it better than like an actual like sword?
I mean, you'll find out.
That's a yes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
By the way, that second one is if you choose to activate the actual thing or not. So you can do you don't get it every time you choose to activate it before you attack. Gosh.
How many uses
I'll
then?
explain. We'll explain it
Or
after.
we're just since we're
Yeah,
probably
we'll
not
do it
going to get
after.
into combat today.
Yeah, no, we'll do it after. So,
Right.
but yeah, Darius, it has like your old order stuff on it. You look at the shape of it, it's usually a ceremonial dagger. Like for you guys, you didn't really use them too much in combat. Sometimes some people did, but it wasn't. It was more of a ceremonial kind of thing.
What was it, like a hierarchy ceremonial thing, or was it a?
You're not sure, but you saw like other prominent people of your order that would have it. Like your mentor had one. Yeah, he had one, but you didn't get one. So it was a kind of a sign of station kind of thing.
Okay. Okay. I want to ask this. Seeing it's clearly tied to my order, I want to ask this guy who the bloody hell he got this one from.
He's looking through the same book and he's like, it doesn't say. It just says it was paid for on this date and it was like 100 years ago. And you look at it and you guys like look at the material. It's not made of steel. It's actually made of silver.
Well, at least I know I can use it to kill a werewolf.
How much do you want for it?
How much did he get paid for it?
It was donated. That's strange. It was donated? And he's looking at it and he's like, it was donated? Oh. And he looks at it and he's like, it must have been from when the government seized must have been, yeah. From when their chapter house got seized.
Yeah, but
interesting.
You said it was 100 years ago that this guy got this.
Yes.
How my order has not been destroyed 100 years.
No, your previous order from where your mentor came from. that you were a part of before you
Oh.
guys. Yeah.
What?
Tracking
What?
now? Tracking?
So, the order I was originally part of, the one that the halberd belonged to,
Yes.
that was destroyed fairly recently. Not 100 years ago. I ain't
Well,
that fucking old.
well, no. This
Well, you,
chapter house of that order.
an old chapter house, is that what you're saying it was? It
So
just
this
one that
city,
was probably
they
abandoned.
yes. Well, it was seized by the government.
Okay.
You guys had lost, like, in your guys' records, they had lost contact with the order house that was here. Like, nobody knows what happened to them.
That's a sidebar wall that's just thrown at me.
Yeah. Anyway.
Like out of all the things he could throw at you, it's like, oh yeah, there used to be a chapter house of your fucking order here. What? Fucking bastard.
Yeah. We've sold most of the other stuff off already, especially when the church came through here, but that was left.
Wouldn't be used for any fighter. Silver dagger really is not a necessity in battle.
Well. 100 gold, it was donated. That's fine for me, it's a dagger.
Agreed. 100 gold.
Alright.
Now I'm thinking there's something else going on with this. It's not just enchanted. I think it's something else.
You'll have to find out.
I wonder what building that was now. The old fucking chapter building.
Oh, it's gone. It got torn down.
Oh, it got completely torn down?
It's,
Like
yeah,
nothing.
it's fucking gone. Nothing is remaining of that, no.
Not even like base like ruin.
Nope. It got torn down and they built another church over it, basically.
I want to go to that church now, see if there's a basement.
Tell
I
Cam
think-
and everybody this, it's there.
Yeah, might as well.
It is almost sundown, by the way. So it's the sun is starting to set. So
Simple early night investigation before I return to the ship then.
remember, the longer you wait, longer you're here,
Well,
less
how
time
many...
you're gonna have. Like, you guys will probably need to leave, like, immediately, kind of thing. Like, at this point, you guys will probably need to get things in gear, because it is going to take time to get everything loaded and all that, to make sure you got everybody here and ready to go.
Bastard.
So it's up to you.
Well, couldn't I entrust this lot to sort of organize that while I bugger off for a bit? Or, and come back
Is that what
before
the rest of the
party
party
comes?
wants to do?
Everyone's okay with that?
I take silence as a yes, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah,
I know
sure.
Araya doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, pretty much. And Canther's getting food, I think, unless he's come back.
Oh yeah, he's getting
Okay.
food.
So they will coordinate everything then. So Tazar, do you want to hop along with the Darius man?
Yeah, I'll tag along. I got nothing better to do.
Hijinks around a church. It sounds like something Tazar would do. So that's why I said,
Well,
Tazar,
I mean,
want to tag along.
Having someone
or-
who knows hidden mechanisms and shit is always good to have with you. It's
Yeah.
a thing that I'm thinking this might be.
Alright, so do you guys head to the church and you guys walk in and there is one of the clerics of the church. He's kind of sitting up in like the greeting area and he's like, "Oh, hello, my sons. How may I help you?"
I'm assuming Tazar has definitely got his hood up in this situation.
I would hope
Hood
so,
up,
Cash.
mask on.
Yeah.
Okay. You're oddly dressed for coming to services this evening.
He has a disfigurement. He prefers not to show his face because of it.
Yeah, Lappa?
Not that degree, but
No,
He's like,
I
he
am
kinda
not
takes
a
it
leper.
back.
My body parts are not falling off.
He takes it back to that a little bit, like, we will help you, of course. But no, I'm kidding. Anyway, he's like, oh, that's good, I guess. How may I help you, then? Are you here for services?
This church was built on the remains of an old chapter house from my studies in the old
What of
books.
that?
Well, I was
Well, it was a chapter house of a heretical order, of course.
yes. Well, I've been asked to investigate such things and see if anything might have been left behind.
On whose authority? On whose authority have you been asked to investigate this?
Father Yansky.
Ansky? Who? He looks very confused.
He was an old crusader who put down his blade. He's asked me to investigate old chapter buildings, even if they were rebuilt over, in case anything might have been left that might be, as you said, heretical.
Roll a deception check for exits. Cathar, you can assist him if you want somehow. I don't know how, but if you figure out a way to assist him, I will allow
Man,
that to happen.
I don't know church politics. I would be giving him a disadvantage if I tried to help.
Deception.
Just look menacing, I don't know. A menacing elf, I guess.
Amazing mass man.
Yeah, currently
Yeah.
it's just a menacing, hooded, masked, cloaked figure because I do have my 2 different cloaks. So
That is a 19.
Well, what is his, what order is he a part of, and what is his, office that he holds?
So he was, he sort of flopped
He
about,
was a
didn't he?
Yeah, so he was, he might have been doing some other stuff for the church that you don't know about, like, for a while, because he kind of, like, disappeared. And there's years of time where you know where he went. And that was mainly when you're your mentor. Like, this guy might have been working for, like, actual Inquisition of the church. Like, legitimately, and that's probably your theory.
A good guess in theory to go with.
Yeah.
He was with the Inquisition.
And I would do the Warhammer reaction of like, the what? No, I'm kidding. What do you mean? There's no such thing as the Inquisition. No.
As two members of the
when
church.
When you mentioned that, his eyes gets really big. He's like, "Oh, you're on an Inquisitor's orders then."
Hmm?
Well, we'll let you right in. And he kind of just like opens the door really quickly. Like he's not doing the slow monk walk
it's like
or
the whole,
anything. It's
you
like
slam both hands and push.
Yes, and he's like running to the back, and he's like, the exit for the ruins is downstairs in the necropolis. If you want to go, they have like an underground cemetery under the church too.
Well,
so yeah,
probably where bodies of priests and such are buried.
Yeah, priests and other prominent people. So, yep.
Thank you for your cooperation.
And they're not. It's kind of like you've seen when you walk through the actual like underground portions. It's like going through like old school Jerusalem. Like if you ever watch like the documentaries where it's like, look at all these bodies and everywhere.
Or
like,
you know,
open...
the fucking the crypts underneath.
Yeah,
right.
like all the crypts and stuff.
Yeah. People do some weird shit down there.
Yeah. So.
Like those robes and.
Some people filmed a porno down there.
Oh God.
Illegally.
34,
Why
man.
would you do?
There's people that go down there and they bring like speakers and shit and they have parties down there. It's so fucking weird. Why? Party with the dead. You guys are basically running and getting everybody sorted and loaded on ships, getting ready to leave. me and Tazza are investigating underneath the church building that used to be a chapter house for my order.
Mm-hmm.
Way too Christian for me.
And you guys get down there, and you start walking through, and you find a bolted, like, it's got a big old lock on it with a big old chain, like wrought iron. It's pretty beastly, and it's across like this wrought iron like door, and it leads it like down into what you probably think is the ruins of probably where your store, like the storeroom was.
Yeah.
For the old chapter house, like this is part of the ruins. Like they turn the
turned the
actual
upper
crypts
level
and stuff,
of it
into the crypts,
and the lower level was
yeah.
It's for an order's chapter house. Probably the upper level was probably like an underground smithy or something.
Yeah. So you guys have a big old lock. You guys can try and pick it if you want.
Well, I have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
All right, Tazar.
I would leave it up to our resident
Tazar's
thief.
like, this is why you're here. You literally, Darius is like, this is why I brought you.
At 16. I rolled terribly.
What's your modifier for that? 12?
11.
You break your lock picking tools.
Oh.
Like you stick it in there and you start jiggling, and you feel it like it's starting to give, and then you just like push it a little too far, and you like break one of the
Input Skyrim lockpicking scene.
Yeah, you break one of them. It's a pretty tough lock, man. This thing's pretty tough.
Anything I can improvise with?
Alright, go over my perception check really quick.
That is a 22.
You find a rod, like your other one's okay, but you find a piece of metal, like a metal rod. Oddly enough, you look around, it looks very much like it's a lockpicking set or an old one that somebody dropped and they probably used to get in here. And you're able to pick it up and you're able to use it, so you can try again if you want.
Okay.
So you're able to clear the other broken pieces out.
Like somebody's attempted this before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
they
not
probably
like I
gave
fucking
up
rolled
because
a natural 1, so...
yeah.
Which adds more to this interesting predicament. Who tried to get in here previously?
Mystery.
24.
Yeah, you're able to open it up this time, and it just a little bit more work, and you hear it clatch, and you're able to pull the lock off the door and pull the chain.
I toss the lock to Darius.
Kind of
Darius.
covered in cobwebs, Darius. So you're like, eh.
Just like, And we'll set it on the floor for now. And
Okay.
Darius is going to open the door
Okay.
and peer in.
Um,
I'm assuming there's no light in here whatsoever. So I'm just
there is actually. You're kind of shocked. You like peer around the corner and you see like a lightning flicker of a torch.
For a locked room,
And
clearly someone's been down here.
Torches last what, like 2 hours?
depends on the
Something like that.
torch.
Yeah, might be a...
It's also D&D, kids. Just letting you know.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's
That's
never
our
burning
torches,
torch, it's still a
motherfucker.
torch.
You know, it's a torch too. It's not like an oil lamp or anything that you're kind of used to seeing nowadays, because that's kind of what people have gone to. I mean, still people use torches, but it's an actual
Is it like one of
torch
those
light.
like mounted iron ones, or is it a?
Yeah, it's a burning. You turn the corner and you see it, and it's a iron. It's old. It's rusty. Like you look at it, and this thing is like It's rusting, even though it's next to the flames. Like, it's been here a while. And you see there's like one every so often, so you can at least see in here. It's not
Not that it matters to
super
me.
bright, but yeah, it's not super bright, but you can see it gives enough light so you don't trip and fall on your face.
As
So,
I'm gonna look down at the floor. Does it look like there's been imprints, like in dust?
it's all dust. It's just covered in dust, dirt. It hasn't.
Our
Looks like
minions
from what
here.
you can tell, it hasn't been disturbed.
Hazard, be on your guard. Doesn't feel right. As Darius will start walking down the stairs, but will have a hand on his sword just in case. So, as we progress into the darkness, Waller.
Mm-hmm. You guys keep rolling around, and you guys get through a first. You go like the first turn, and there's stone steps going down, and see that there looks like there's multiple doors on the right side. Like, so you see like one, then they're like in rows, and probably where they kept any brothers that may have done things that, you know, being imprisoned for, you know,
That
if you
or
screwed
might
up.
have had the leprosy.
Yeah. Or this
Quarantine
is also
cells,
probably where
basically.
they kept quarantine cells or actual cells, depending on the situation. And then on the
Yeah.
left side, you see that there's a bigger room, and then you see that there's a couple other doors. Like, you see a door, and then you see how far the next door is, and it's like, okay, there's something big in that room. And then there's something down the hall as well. That you can go into. So you've got it basically. It's on. You got 2 doors on the left, and you've got 4 on the right.
So I'm assuming on the right they are styled sort of like full iron.
There's a you
with,
can
like,
walk by. It's like iron reinforced wood. So it's like it's wood. It's a wood door, and it's starting to kind of. You look at it and it's starting to rot a bit, but it's not. It's still intact because you can see that they reinforced it with like iron to, you know, make sure it's a strong door. And it would have like you can see they has like the little draw for opening and closing and stuff to talk to people.
Yeah. So you can
So
usually do a quick like open it, have a look in sort of thing.
Think, who goes
yeah,
there?
yeah, basically.
What you want? Fucking crazy.
And you can see that. I mean, they're all locked. You try them and they're locked.
But I wouldn't be trying
So
to. I mainly be like looking in through the sort of, you know,
you
sliding.
look in the first one. Roll me a perception check.
Particularly great. That is a 12.
You see a skeleton in there,
They left someone
like just
to die.
laying in the corner. Yeah, just in the corner. You go to the next one, another skeleton. Next one, another skeleton, and then the last one, there's like 5.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Now, these skeletons, are they literally just bare bone skeletons, or is there like tattered rags? Is there armor of some kind, like chainmail?
They're in robes. Like they would be in like what your kind of casual wear would be in the chapter house robes.
So they're wearing tattered robes at this point. That probably started disintegrating.
Mm-hmm. And you smell like just the putrid like old smell of death. Like you kind of
An old
you've been in
rot.
places like that. Yeah, you kind of been in places like this before, and it's very familiar.
It's not a place where they've gone in and
So
make sure they've
no,
cleaned the bodies.
no.
With the cell with 5, are they just scattered around the cell, or are they all like huddled together or something like
They're
that?
huddled together.
Around something, or
No, they're kind of
like
on
holding?
top of each other. Yeah.
I'll say a prayer for each of these souls later. Not that I know who they are. So clearly, when this place was fucking abandoned,
Yeah.
repoed, nobody let these out. Nobody probably even kicked
Or
them
they
down.
were put in here for some reason. You don't know. Can't tell. So.
So you said there's the 4 on the right, was it? Or 4 on the left?
Mm-hmm. The 4 on the right were the cells, so that's where you just looked,
Yeah,
and then the
that's
2
where
are
I've
on
just
the
looked.
left.
And there's 2 on the left. And did you say there was something at the end?
There is one door at the end, yes.
Right. I guess we check the left side now just to be thorough. I'm assuming that
the big door, you open it and looks like what would be the prayer room. Like this was actually down here. It wasn't up on the main level.
it more of the private one for the Crusaders themselves. Well.
And there is skeletons in here too.
Christ, they just left them here to die. They sealed them in.
And a lot of them, you can see were at the pews and stuff, and were probably died when they were praying. Like you can tell, and it's like, oh, this is bad. Like you're walking around through, you're getting the sense that like something here, like something badly happened here. So
this isn't fucking natural. From these skeletons in the pews, seeing as they're probably a lot easier for me to sort of shift my way into the room and see. Are the bones like nicked from like damage, or
not that you can tell?
Not that I can tell.
No, there wasn't any physical damage to the bones. Like that was at time of death. I mean, there's probably some of them that have like, oh, you can tell that like that was broken at some point in time and it repaired itself.
The bones that have healed.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned of anything that is still there, like as a clear wound.
No.
That happened
not that
in
you
life.
can tell. It's also been a while, so really hard to tell. So
if this was the prayer room, that means there would be a form of altar. I'm guessing. Is there anything around this altar?
No, it is all missing.
So whoever mystery thickens.
Yes, it does.
I have no idea what Tazar is doing in this situation. I don't know if he's like literally like following me into this room, or if he's just out in the hallway. I don't know if he even looked into the cells.
Tazar?
He's just kind of tagging along behind you.
So have you entered this room where I am, and you're seeing all of this?
Yeah. Looks to him, and he's not really saying anything.
I'm gonna back out of the room. I'm guessing Tazar is literally just like shadowing behind me the entire time.
Yeah,
Basically.
probably.
Generally looking in whatever direction you're not looking, kind of thing.
Yeah, just covering the angle. So there's one more room on this side.
You guys walk down a bit and locked.
Tazar, please.
We'll see what I can do with it.
Alright.
$21.
Alright. Pretty easily open. Pop the door open, and roll me perception checks, both of you.
Hopefully not get a shit roll this time.
Natural 20.
Oh, fuck, okay.
23.
You guys walk in here, and Darius, you look up, and it's horrific. Like, it probably was more horrific when this guy was alive. But you guys walk in, and this guy is crucified upside down,
on the ceiling.
No, he's in the back of the room, and they legitimately just have it upside down, and they had him popped in, like on the wall. and basically you open the door, and this was the storeroom, and this is all of the stuff like that they kept here. So like the altar stuff is here. It looks like they have all their records from the chapter houses in here. This is probably where they kept the money, but it's all gone. Like you see the treasury stuff's gone too. Like the chests have been raided and stuff.
Out of the
But
things to
you can
take.
tell that this guy was the house chapter. Like he was the master of the house, like the chapter here. This is where they put him. Basically,
They crucified him up down.
yes. Which is there's reasons why that's bad. By the way, it's kind of
well. Usually when it's an upside down cross, it's usually the opposite of anything to do with the church. Usually that's a sign of satanic fucking belief. From
Christians
the church
are always lazy with the unholy symbols, so they just flip the holy one upside down. No
it's
imagination.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But by like looking at this, I'm assuming this is it's still about the same, like how the deterioration is. It's about the same as every other body in here.
Yeah.
But this happened the same time or around that time.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes me think either poison killed everyone else, and then someone came in and purposefully did this to him, or they did this to him, locked everyone else down here, and then released the poison or some kind of. And I'm definitely not happy with the fact that he's upside down on a cross.
Yeah,
Upside down.
it is unsettling as shit to you, Darius.
So around this room, it's all records and probably
it's like all of their
deteriorated supplies.
It's the whole history, the history of their order, like of this house, and it's all the supplies. You see, like the Sacramento wine has probably gone bad. It's kind of got that putrid, like old alcohol smell.
Yeah,
not even like wine anymore. It just
I don't even want to
acrid.
that.
It's just ugh. And you could smell it for not in. I mean, Tazar, you're even like you're tasting the smell. It's like that's how thick it is in here.
How was the wine bottle stored?
They're in like wooden kind of rotting They're wooden casks. They're starting to rot too. So
they were in bottles.
Since they haven't really been kept, and there's some bottles and stuff as well, but it's mainly in the bigger casks and stuff.
When it comes to the records, what am I looking at here? Like, is it a book? Is it?
They're books. They're books. They're multiple books.
How many are we talking?
There is on the wall. You see about 10 to 12.
12
that are sitting there.
Will I be able to shove them in my bag of holding?
Yeah.
If
you want to. Yeah.
I'm gonna recover those. I'm assuming they've all got a number on them.
Yes, and
right.
there
I
is.
definitely want to be reading that
they're
last
stylized. They're stylized. The number is dated to 100 years to the previous, like to your current date.
Right.
So
I definitely want to be reading that last one to figure out what the fuck might have happened in here.
Yeah.
Might shed some light as to why the fuck this guy was crucified upside down. And after I retrieve those books, I'm going to back out and I'm going to shut the door.
And you're gonna look at Tazar. What do you say to Tazar?
That was unsettling.
Truth to be told, I find a lot about what's going on down here unsettling.
What are your theories?
Mostly what I'm seeing from the outside is orders that all should be worshipping one god, murdering each other for no good reason.
Whether it was infighting or something else happened. Either way, might be truth to heresy in this place. We cannot get out. We cannot get out. They have taken the first and the second. Motherfucker! The drums in the deep.
What?
God damn it, Kevin!
Lord of the Rings starts. Alright, there is. Do you guys want to continue?
Yes.
You're gonna go to the last door?
Yep.
Alright. Are you gonna open it?
Does it appear to be locked or anything, or? Oh,
The door is not locked.
well, yeah. I have to pause that thought really quick. I need the bathroom.
Okay. Do we need a break, everybody?
Sure.
Sure.
Good.
Alright.
The only
10-minute
other
break.
thing I have, yeah,
Go
go
ahead,
for it.
Panther.
The only other thing
10
I'd want
minute
to do here is just maybe pick up some spell scrolls.
Okay. We'll do that when we get back. 10-minute break really quick because I need to let the dogs out. So I'll be right back.
What was you?
Break time, kids! Get something to drink. Go to the bathroom.
Allsworth's a nerd. So, Halsworth, you know what else we've enacted as part of our state of emergency? All ports of entry into the province are being tightly controlled. They actually have cops at the border to the province, stopping and speaking with all incoming traffic. Oh, the freaking provincial premier was livid. There was like hundreds of people all down partying at a beach, and he found out about it, and that's why we have a state of emergency now. Because the cops went and were like, "Hey guys, you really shouldn't be doing this. You guys should be, doing the social distancing thing," and they all laughed at the cops because the cops had no power to enforce anything. So, boom, state of emergency. The cops now have the ability to enforce it with up to $1,000 fines for individuals, $7,500 fines for businesses, and they also have power to fine businesses who are trying to gouge people. So if if a business is trying to sell like a teeny bottle of hand sanitizer for like $20, the cops can just go in and be like, "Here's the fine, fuck off." Yeah, we've gone from 0 to 100 real fucking quick. Oh, there's a bunch of people who are making like authoritarian China jokes. They're like, "Oh, I can't wait to see what my social credit score is," and I'm like, "You really don't fucking get it, do you?" Although the one thing that they exempted that kind of irks me is they've exempted the construction industry for some reason from they're exempted from like social distancing rules and whatnot.
What? You guys that work in construction?
Yeah, so like literally all the guys who I used to work with, all getting up in each other's face and shit are, they're exempt from the social distancing laws.
Well, a lot of construction work requires you to be basically nut to butt with some people, so
Yeah, but most of it is not critical work.
And to be fair, most of those people on job sites, depending on their job, probably have some kind of mask and shit like that anyway.
Oh, fuck no.
No?
No. The only time they wear masks is if they're drilling into concrete or something. It's very rare that the guys wear respirators.
Mm-hmm.
But they have, they have the ability to get one easily. Sort of thing.
Assuming they haven't donated their stock to hospitals, yes.
Well, and the other problem is the filters that go on them are not N95 level filters. They're P3 filters.
Depends on what they chose to get.
What we supplied at my company was P3 filters. I know this because I worked in our tool room. I was one of the guys who handled our stocks, so everything was P3 filters, unless specifically requested otherwise, and then we would have to order them in. And trying to order anything N95 level right now, yeah, good luck with that.
Alright, I am back.
Fuck.
Alright.
Frig, the Labatt Brewery up here is switching over their lines to make hand sanitizer, dude. Yeah, exactly. Like, shit's going fucking sideways.
Yep.
Knock
Yeah,
on
we're
wood.
demon-
Knock on wood. I'm glad the only call that's come in for our department has been in the last like 15 days was a brush fire earlier today.
Hey, Minnie,
That's-
sorry if this ever gets taken off of YouTube, by the way, because freaking apparently
Like-
the algorithm, yo.
Political talk, yeah.
I'm not monetized anyway.
Yeah. Anywho,
Many will just go to
is
bed
it?
shoot.
Yeah, everybody back.
I am, yes.
All right.
Yeah, Waller, I was just
Yeah.
saying that the our province has closed our border. We've closed the provincial border. There's cops up there sitting at the border questioning everybody that comes into the province.
Woo.
We're at like 28 cases and we've gone from 0 to 100 overnight. Like, and I don't mean like in cases, I mean like
Response.
in response measures, yeah. Go Grezio!
Ugh.
Anyway, back to
Back to the Crusader hell that y'all are in right now.
I mean, Tazar's like, meh.
Meh.
It's a bit fucked up, but
So Darius, you opened the door.
I just want to point out, before Darius opened the door, he
Yeah.
has drawn his sword just as a precaution. After seeing that shit.
Okay. You open the door. You guys gonna enter the room.
A cautionary step in.
You hear hear one of the stones under your foot click.
duck.
Darius.
Yep.
And it's not arrows or anything. This isn't Indiana Jones, guys, but you see a gas start releasing from the back of the room.
Oh, piss
You
off,
said it
piss
wasn't
off, piss.
Indiana Jones.
See, Guile?
The guy.
Might want to close the door.
Yeah, we're closing that
Leave.
fucking door.
And you guys look at the door, and do you guys sit there and wait, or are you guys leaving?
I'm gonna back away from the door, but I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I'm not gonna leave
Okay.
immediately, 'cause I wanna have an eye on it just in case.
I want to appraise that door, see if I can, seal it up, keep the gas in, make sure it's not going to leak out.
You're gonna need to use like a piece of cloth or something to put under the door.
Oh, can I find
under
a
the
piece
door
of cloth
crack.
laying around here?
I mean, you have a bunch of dudes with bodies and tunics and stuff on.
Well, I'm gonna go gather enough cloth to Seal that door
So
up.
the image of Tazar is like running back into like one of the like in the room with all the dead guys, like in the prayer room.
It's
and you,
gas
like, grab,
detector
like-
trap, dude. It's not good.
Yeah, and start sealing the bottom of the door, and you're getting there, and you start seeping out from like right where your face is.
I hold my breath.
Okay, and you seal it up, and you're pretty sure it's not going to hold for long. It's going to hold for now, like enough for you guys to probably get out of here, but you're not sure if it's gonna.
Do I
Well, definitely.
recognize
Yeah.
what that gas was?
Roll a. What would that be? What kind of check?
Because you probably would have got.
Hmm.
It probably would have been like. You probably would have got a tinge of the smell, but probably not hailed it.
Roll an investigation check for me, Tazar.
It's been a while since I had to roll one of these.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh,
That is a
shit.
26.
You look and you get a single whiff of it before you like start seeing hold your breath. You kind of get a whiff of it, and
More
not
of a
enough
scent.
to hurt you or anything. It's
Yeah.
more of a scent. It's got like this rotten, almost sulfuric like smell to it. And you recognize this as basically a old school equivalent to like a nerve gas kind of thing. You can tell it's a nerve agent, like to your senses. Like this is probably something that they use to subdue them, and then it would they either die because they're not breathing anymore, or basically what it's telling you is it's probably going to kill anybody that's locked down behind this door.
Alright, time to go.
It was designed to do that.
Darius, out. Let's go.
Yep.
So,
And while we're making our way out, I'm just gonna tell him that that's probably what killed everybody here.
We definitely want to be out and gone and possibly warn the clergy before we leave.
I mean, unless they were the ones who said it. I don't know.
I mean, I'd hope they'd provide that information to a member, air quotation, of the
Yeah, but didn't
Inquisition.
you let slip that you were part of the heretical order? I don't know.
No, I never said I was part of the order.
Could've
He
sworn
just said
you
he's
did, but-
investigating heretical orders.
Heretical
Is what he
orders.
said, I think.
Oh,
Under
okay.
the order of the Inquisition.
Works for me.
So,
I thought I heard you say you were.
so at
It was
no
your old order.
point
My mistake.
What's down
So-
there belonged to my old order.
The one that
Then
was
yeah,
destroyed.
we'll probably want to warn them so it doesn't, seep up and kill everybody up here.
So you guys make it back upstairs with all of the knowledge and information that you have gathered.
I'm definitely
you
having
see-
shut the door as well on the way back.
Yeah,
Like every
sealing
door
it
I
up
shut.
and yeah. And you see the guy that led you, the father that led you to the door. He's standing there with the torch, and he's like, "Oh, that was find anything interesting?" He's like standing at the edge of the in the crypts.
So he's down in the crypts.
Yeah.
Like what by the door going up to the main hall above us.
Yes.
Really
Darius.
nasty toxin.
You may want to get everybody out just as a precaution.
Okay.
There was a trap down there. Release
Interesting.
some kind of gas.
Interesting. And
Kind of gas that
well,
would most likely stop anybody that inhales it from breathing at all, ever again in their life, which would be fairly short after they inhaled the gas.
I see. And yeah, so he's gonna walk up and he's gonna let you guys leave, and he's gonna go tell his brothers that it's probably time to leave the church. And they're
It's time to-
evacuating the church.
It's time to step outside, lads.
Yes, lads, it's time to
Outdoor
go.
service for today.
No more service for today. But woo! That was exciting.
Ooh, was exciting, wasn't it?
I'm definitely gonna have to come back here again at some point, just in case.
Maybe.
And at that point, I'm definitely letting Tazar check the rooms for traps. Every fucking time.
I was waiting for it when you guys are they going to check for traps? Are they going to check for traps?
You've never thrown traps at us.
No, I know.
Yes, a couple times, but every time I checked for them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's because I was leading. This time I was
Yeah.
following.
Yeah, you were following. Darius is not a man who checks for traps.
Anyway.
Like any good crusader. What?
Yep. But anyway, we will be heading back for the ship.
Heading back to the ship.
Brother, would you like to join us for this Friday the 13th celebration?
I mean, it's not the 13th yet, so...
It was earlier.
Mm-hmm. It was the day before, and it was a Tuesday, so... on the calendar. By the way. Oh. But yeah. So, Cam, you said you wanted to buy, what kind of scrolls were you wanting to buy?
Oh shit, I probably should have been looking at that.
Oh shit, probably should have been looking at that.
Oh shit!
I didn't think that you'd be wrapping up quite that fast.
Well, it's fucking nerve gas. What the hell do you expect us to do?
Now
I
we
don't
can
know.
talk about it later. We can
Try to
talk about
disarm
it. We can
Try
talk
and
about
disarm
it
it.
later.
It was
So
an immediate response of, yeah, neither of us want to be inhaling that shit.
no, it's a bad
I
time.
don't feel like being dead.
Like, so far, I am the only character here who is backed out of a situation because, yeah, I don't want to be here anymore.
Well, now you're not alone.
Anyway, so we'll talk later. If you're looking for it, we can talk after. Anywho, so you guys head back to the ship, and do y'all want to have a meeting or anything about what's going on, or do you guys just want to get the fuck out of here? What does the group want to do?
So I'm assuming while we've been away, they've obviously got everybody loaded and got all the ships ready.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So a good discussion is what is the next step of our game plan. How long do we have left, time-wise? Till
Or
battle?
basically, like, the battle itself, you're not sure, but
4 days till the church gets.
probably.
So yeah, we probably
From
want to
where-
get there and start setting up.
Let's see.
ourselves.
So that's from there to Asperia. So what? That's 3.3. So 6 days. You guys have about 6 days to get up there. The battle will be about. They'd probably be arriving right about when you guys got there. To be honest.
Okay, which means we can, start assisting with whatever defense works they also are already putting in play and shit like that, and get everybody organized. And so, would that be agreement with everybody that we start heading our way up?
I do believe that was the plan when we left. Whatever the fuck the name of that town is.
Waldenstein?
When we left, yes, Waldenstein.
So I guess we will tell the captain to get underway.
All right. Cam, are you riding with your guys, or are you going to be riding on the regular trip with everybody else?
How about the two are in formation with each other and I just go between them?
Yes, there you go. You can fly between them.
And be like, wings, bitch!
Now I'm just imagining like Cam flapping between the two of them, going, "Car, bitch, car!" I know he's a dragon. I know he's a dragon, but for some reason that's what I saw in my head.
Is there anything that anybody wants to do in the travel time?
I'm going to have a flick through that last book in the order of them to figure out what the hell happened near the end there.
I'm going to continue reading that Elven language book. Try and finish it by the time this trip's
Okay.
done.
I guess I'm gonna mount the armor and everything onto the.
The construct.
Yeah, get it ready for battle.
Okay.
What weapons do we have as well for melee type stuff that is compatible with the construct?
Swords, halberds, spears.
Wouldn't all those be like normal in size?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
you may want to.
it's like a great sword. A great
I mean,
sword.
he
in
could
that,
like wield
in
a
that
great
thing.
with like a fucking short sword. Or something.
Yeah, it'd be like
Yeah.
pop, 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 pop.
Realistically, with that thing, you're looking at like giant weapons,
Yeah.
or
So,
large creature weapons, whatever they're fucking called.
so Darius, do you look at that dagger by chance, or do you have somebody identify that dagger by chance?
I'm assuming I could pull a rear away for 10 minutes to identify the dagger for me.
All right, Arir, do you want to do that?
Yeah, we'll go and do it.
Can you do that?
Let me triple
I-
check to make sure I have it.
Yeah, you do have identify.
And you can
Yes, I
ritual
do.
cast it. So
So yeah, you're gonna have to have it as a slot. So
Yeah, it's in.
You have to have it as a slot only when you're in a place where you need to use it as like an instant action.
I have it equipped anyway.
So, yeah.
oh, do you have it as a slotted spell? Since
Anyway,
when?
so he does that, and I'm going to put that down there. That is for you all. I'm assuming Arir's just going to tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Ludwig's Holy Blade, really?
Yep. You're welcome.
But it's a dagger.
It looks like a dagger.
Okay, so how the? It's a trick weapon. Where's the mechanism? Or is it? Or is
you
it
put
the
it
actual?
so when you transform it, it combines with its teeth to become a great sword.
Yeah, that's how Ludwig's Holy Blade works.
Huh,
But
weird.
so you're saying it's a dagger?
Mm-hmm.
Is the blade broke?
No.
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 This is why it's confusing me.
It can go into a dagger too. I'm adding that Brexit.
Oh, so it has the ability to morph its size down to a dagger. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
I cast reduce.
Okay, so
Yeah, basically.
it has reduce
Basically.
on it. Okay. This magic weapon affect damage resistance and immunity as if it was non-magical.
So it's effectively a non-magic weapon.
The non-magic weapon that can still affect creatures, even though it's not magical. If
No.
they have... No?
It's a
No,
non-magic
if
weapon
they-
that
so-
happens
yeah.
to be able to change magically.
Oh, okay.
So if someone is immune to non-magical damage, it does fuck all.
Yep.
Is how I read that anyway.
And
That's what it reads like to me too.
apparently it doesn't need attunement.
No.
No? Okay.
No.
I mean, it's a sword that can be different kinds of regular swords.
Very versatile weapon for the modern age.
It's a Swiss Army sword.
That's Swiss Army sword. Yep.
So I'm guessing it has this sort of a dagger, a longsword, and a greatsword.
Depends on what mode you want to use it. Yep.
Okay. And it's just base. There's no pluses.
Nope.
I just had a horrifying thought.
Stab someone
They
with
could
it as a
have that.
dagger.
You take the thing and have it, as a dagger. Throw it and trigger it into a great sword when you throw it. They're like, "Oh, what are you gonna do? Throw your little dagger at me? Oh shit!"
What the fuck, man?
Yup.
Useful. Well, I guess I'll leave it in its dagger form and just hang it from my belt for now.
For now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
It could also be a short sword as well, so it can go dagger, short sword, great sword, long sword, or great sword. It can basically be anything you want it to be. It's just a regular stat for that, is what it is.
Anything you want it to be, but
So-
as a sword
Base.
configuration.
So are we having it as an actual, like how it actually works? Like if it's in its sheath, it's classified as a weapon bigger, or are we
No,
just having it as is it just a bare blade that can change size at will?
It's
Is
a
that
bare
how-
blade, it can change size at will. It's just the idea. So
Right.
and it's made of silver. So I will also tell you later that it'll probably have bonuses versus certain
creatures?
creatures and stuff, yeah. That's why
Yeah.
a lot of the people in your order probably wore them, to be honest.
Yep. What's vulnerable to
So-
silver, ladies and gentlemen? A lot of unholy things.
Yes.
Cool. I got a badge
This
of
is
office.
this is my my attempt of doing something from The Witcher too, kind of sorta. So
He's
in Crusader
he's
form.
such a girl.
Yes, he is.
The
Nice.
holy.
It's just you.
The holy.
He's gonna
fucking...
be a preacher of the sacred flame.
Oh,
Nope.
bloody hell.
That what it's actually? That doesn't seem right. What was the actual name of that
Anyway.
order?
Anyway,
How to intimidate? How Darius will now intimidate in combat? He draws his blade. He has his shield floating. Oh,
Eternal
come on,
fire.
Then, come on. He then draws the dagger. Oh, look at you off-handing a dagger as a crusader switches it to another longsword. Oh shit! Come on.
so you start reading the book, Darius.
Yep.
And it's in a language you don't understand.
Now, if I were to go into one of the other books as a quick, like,
It's
jit,
all
all in a different language.
It's all in a different language that I believe you don't understand. 1 second, let me double check. What languages do you know, Darius?
I know Dwarvish.
Okay.
I have High Gothic, and I have Common.
Yeah, no, you don't understand this at all.
High Gothic being the really fucking churchy way of talking to people. Yeah. Basically, it's basically like Latin for this universe. High Gothic at this point.
Yeah, no, you look at this and you've seen this language before, but you have no idea what it is. Like, you look at it and
As
you're
in,
like,
seen it recently, or
I mean, you might have seen it in a couple of your dreams. You're not sure.
no. I mean, like in the underground of the Elven Palace, like the really low
No.
area where that thing was.
No.
There was something. Somebody said that it was in Abyssal, didn't they? Wasn't like that.
Right.
Because Minnie could understand it.
Yeah. Am I in the room with him still, or did I?
Yeah, Minnie. I guess you could. You could be in the room if you want to be.
So seeing the book, I'm gonna be very curious and thinking, engineering shit drawings. And I'm gonna look. Look over
Old
his
dusty
book.
book.
It's in Abyssal.
What the fuck, Waller? Fuck you.
I'm gonna start reading it and be like, this is boring.
No, you start reading it and you're like, your first thought is, Darius, what is this? Is literally your first thought because you're reading through this and it's like, it's a how-to guide to be part of a cult.
What the fuck?
Arrear's just gonna kind of.
Cult
Starting a cult for dummies.
Basically.
Gonna look at Darius and basically say, "You're not turning Porsche into a cult, are you?"
What?
What?
Wait.
Why would you have a book
Understand this?
for Well, yeah, it's an Abyssal. That's the language that I had to learn, and with the book. when we were down.
Like the moment Darius hears whistle, he sort of drops the book, turns.
Are you in the common area or?
Will stand.
No, I'm assuming they're in their quarters.
Speaking of
So,
Darius, why do you
yeah.
have a book that's written in Abyssal? Aren't you holy?
Darius would have like dropped the book, turned, and stood up, and he'll be standing over Arir. Like Arir is probably now looking up at Darius's face, probably having flashbacks to the last time this happened.
I'm not gonna read it
And
all
you
for
hear
you.
you hear
As-
laughing in the background, like Brexit.
What?
You just hear laughing in your head. You just hear like very deep
Guess
devilish
who's
laughing
back?
in your head.
Back again.
Yes. You understand now, Darius.
The fucking Wallace trying to do the demon voice.
I can't do it. Haha.
It helps to have a
You
voice changer.
understand now. It does helps have voice changer. So don't do it, dear Canty. You're fine. Please do it. Did you? Now you understand, Darius.
Do it.
Rear's gonna pull out his rape whistle.
Like,
Just
you
in
pull it
case.
out and
You think like
you-
you would have a chance? Darius has probably grabbed you by the scuff and lifted you up already.
He hasn't been discussed.
And
And I'm gonna send a message to Plode, saying, "Get ready,
I
Plode. Come and save
What
me."
does it say?
It literally just said how. It was basically a dummy's how-to guide for making a cult.
it's not what it says, but it's basically how it reads to you, Minnie.
That's
how
how
you're
it
reading
cult
it
guide.
is like, yeah, like they're talking
And
about how they turned their whole chapter house into a cult, basically.
Something about a chapter house being turned into a cult, and then what?
As in,
People being burned and crucified because they were heretics by the church.
You know,
So-
it's a standard human stuff.
Standard
we're talk-
Christian human things. Yeah, go ahead, Briggs. Sorry.
so we're talking. These are obviously the personal logs of that chapter house, and this is from the gist of what I'm getting from Arir is.
This is
that,
the last book. This is the last book covering the last 50 years of the chapter of the order that house. So it talks about like basically, and Arir will kind of give this to you as it goes. But they talk about that they had one of their members who rose to prominence that basically turned them to become a cult. And through certain avenues and things like that, they basically got the whole order, the whole chapter house to flip. To basically join this cult. What does this sound like, Brexit? You know,
Sounds like
it's something like that.
sounds like fucking chaos. That's what that sounds like.
Yeah.
I hate
And
you. I hate your fucking guts.
one of the people that was here, and you look in the roster, you open the roster book, and it's not in Infernal. You're actually able to read it. And they have roles. Go ahead.
So all the names and their roles are in
Yeah, it's in common.
common.
They had the Pope that was a Pope and a half ago, basically. Wasn't the last one that just died, but the one before that, and the one before.
Probably where the hierarchy corruption came from.
Yeah, the one before the last Pope that died was the one that trained the new Pope, by the way. Basically, he's the one that he was in his, chapel, and he's the one that basically, like, welcome to the Catholic Church, my son, basically.
Now I'm going to teach you some very nice secrets.
Yes, basically.
Come here, my child, sit on my lap.
Yes, basically. Basically. That's that whole thing. And that's what you start putting together. You that, and that's your first thing you think of. It's like, this explains so much.
Bollocks.
Now you have evidence that the church is corrupted. So...
The thing is, man, how the
As
fuck
it-
did he get away if he's on the roster?
Hasn't this just been a great weekend for character development?
Lordy! Yeah, Lord up there. I did this the Halsworth on Friday. You're getting the Halsworth treatment today.
It's funny because
No, it does not work yet there.
You haven't got it right. Brilliant.
So, what? Do you want my guide for how to read Abyssal? I've got it in here somewhere.
He gives it to you.
You should just hand it to me. I may have to read it just to learn how everything went down.
Ah, it's all yours if you want it. I don't really have much use.
So the last book that I read was the last 50 years, and that's when the corruption started. But all the
Yeah.
other books are in Abyssal.
Some of them are. This last book is the one that's in Abyssal. All the other
But
ones are in common. Yeah, all the other
asked-
ones are in common.
I asked you if I opened up another book,
Yeah.
is it still in this other language?
No. It's in common, other than
Okay.
this last one. My bad. I misunderstood you. That was my bad.
Right. Okay.
You're doing this
Okay.
in your room?
Yeah. I probably had a read.
And you have the dwarf in there?
I probably brought him in just to do the ritual on the dagger while I was trying to look at these books.
Yeah, at the same time.
And then I
Oh,
saw
yeah,
the book,
identify,
and
I
I'm
forgot.
like,
Yeah.
Also, I probably don't trust him attempting to do a ritual while in his workshop. You never know what he'll
By
fucking
himself.
knock over.
Unsupervised.
Yeah, you never know what he'll
With my
attempt to knock
stuff.
over. Yeah. Knowing him, he would probably give the dagger to his robot, so no. His construct.
I mean,
Or you'd attempt to melt it down for something.
yes. Anyway. Go ahead, Darius. What were you going to ask? You were going to ask a question. I think.
So I've got my proof now.
Yeah,
I've got my
well,
proof as to from what I'm piecing together.
basically, what you're piecing together is somebody became to prominence, then became basically a teacher and charge of the house, and then he was the one that started tutoring a member within their order that eventually became the Pope, which it's possible to do that.
Rise from a crusader into
Yeah, going kind of what Yansky did. It's the same kind of
you can flip.
progression. Yeah. So they've done that, and then basically you've kind of went down the line, and that's your progress of like, okay, this guy might have influenced the current Pope to basically probably worship chaos. So
Basically, I gotta learn how to read Abyssal to get the whole story.
yes, but that's the gist that Rear was able to tell you from like skim reading. Like he read the front and the back and said, "This is what happened." So,
Or I find someone who can speak Abyssal. And
well, you have time since we're traveling.
But how long does it take to read a book? Learn a language.
I think Minnie
Usually,
learned it from Aurelian south of Waldenstein, didn't he?
yeah, he did.
On
So
that trip?
you would be able to at least read it. You wouldn't be able to speak it. Serious.
Okay. I've got to
I
learn
will
the
put that
language.
out there. Yeah.
all right, well, if you're all set, I gotta go. And well, if you don't have any engineering drawings or designs or anything, you didn't find that there, did you, by any chance?
I mean, by the way, Rear, you are skimming through this book and you do see designs in there, but it's not for anything engineering-wise. It's like, this is how you do rituals. This is how you do certain
How to
sacrifices
summon a
to
lemon.
certain...
Or demon.
Yeah,
Can't quite tell. It's in
basically.
cursive.
Yeah, basically.
As
and
a
there's,
sees
like-
those, he's just going pointless. Nope, useless. Nope. Oh, come on. There's got to be something about a super heavy tank, no, that's how to summon a tomato. No.
You do realize my order was the only one that even attempted to innovate. And that was
Well,
mainly by putting guns on our melee weapons.
But it's
You
not
really
here.
think they would have tanks?
Yeah, but Oh well. Anyway, let me know if you find anything with design related. That's not involving summoning fruit.
And that's the one, because you don't understand certain words for demons. You look for the name, and that's what it translates to you, is like a name of fruit and abyssal. It's like literally fruit and abyssal is that demon name, and you're like, oh, demon. Like it's not. And the way
He's
they
a
wrote code too,
fruitcake.
they use
People must be
fruit
real hungry.
names. So they use fruit names, and you can tell that they did this because you're looking through, instead of the demon names, they use like the actual fruit name because they didn't want to get caught for some reason. I mean, a whole book of abyssal.
It's
You're
already an
probably
abyssal, like.
done. Yeah, but it's still like code worded and it's weird.
Don't know why you'd fucking code word it.
Just goes
Yeah.
right over Rear's head. He did it. If it's not like
Yeah.
technical related and offensive weaponry, is yeah. So
But yes,
Rear
Darius.
walks out and basically, leaves the book and goes back to his engineering hangar, whatever bay, and is very happy because now he has one book size
But whatever
space.
he has for an engineering bay on this ship, because it's not our
Basically,
ship.
yeah.
Yes.
Whatever
yes.
corner he found.
Which is out on deck. So
Basically, he's like, this is the best spot to keep an eye on anything coming in front. Move, fuck off. What? Hey, what? Wait, hey, dwarf, what the fuck? Hey, hey, hey. That's basically what
anyway,
happened.
anybody else want to do anything? Before we go to Alaron.
Paris is learning Abyssal. All the bloody languages.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go find Scamos and go and say, hey, you should see what Darius is reading.
You guys go sneak in there. Like, you guys go like sneak over his shoulder. Like you and Scamos go in there.
Like,
Yeah,
they just crack a
Darius
door.
Darius is reading. If you guys want to stealth in there, you can. Cash.
Oh, well, fucking, he's muted.
Yeah, we can just like he's there for now,
Fucking-
but you can
Yeah,
talk to Darius.
if he comes back, fucking, I'm not even. No, I'm just gonna tell him like, hey, go when you get a chance, go see what Darius is reading.
Okay.
It'll give you a laugh.
And that book, by the way, is a lot thicker than the other ones. Like, there's more info than just like this was the history of the chapter house in this year. There's the whole how to be a cult and a cult leader thing, and
Yeah.
how to properly
A how-to guide.
a how-to guide to properly infiltrate the Catholic Church, basically.
Well, at least I'll know what I'm looking for. If I'm looking for more corruption.
Yes. So,
This is where
anyway,
Darius becomes a full-on inquisitor.
yes.
Bye, Minnie.
The minute he just dropped
Anyway,
it.
I'm still here.
He dropped from the.
anyway,
Oh, the lobby went.
if that is everything, I think we're gonna. You guys hear me still? Hello?
Yeah,
Yes.
All right.
Hear you.
yeah.
I think that's tabletop telling us it's probably time. But anyway, we will pick up. You guys will be finishing